a Scarlet and White Invitational, but we raced on Friday, and Friday night was only the men's and women's DMR, so it was actually pretty empty there, but it was still like really loud and exciting because they could have all the spectators on the infield, and there was a lot of people on the track itself too. So that was really exciting, and it was also my first time running a DMR, so I was pretty nervous, and I knew that we were going against some really good teams, like from Division I, so it was nervous, but it was also really exciting. Well, going up against the 4 Division I schools was really intimidating because I knew initially that I wasn't going to be right at the front of the pack because I knew how fast they were. So during the race, I didn't think I was doing well at all because I was like pretty far behind them, but then I realized going through the 800 split that I was actually going pretty fast, since it was only like 2 seconds slower than my PR for the 800, so that was a little intimidating. And then, so I passed a girl from Northeastern that was like way ahead of me, but I ended up kicking in and she kind of dropped back, and so I got her on the last lap and handed it off to Krista for the 400 leg.
I was just really excited that we all got a chance to run together and just get a good time on the board. It was really encouraging to run with Nicole and Anna and Jill because they're all really talented, and I think that all of us together was a good, very positive energy, and we all worked off each other. It was a really intense meet because the only event that was ran that night was the DMR for men and women, and usually there's like a whole day worth of events, but there was just like probably 20 minutes worth of activity at that particular night, so it was really intense, and there was a lot of really good teams there, like Mississippi State and Virginia Tech and everything, so the tension was definitely high. And for my leg, I got the baton from Anna for after her 1200 leg, and we knew that we weren't going to be like winning the race, but when I got the baton, we were neck and neck with Northeastern, so that was good that we had someone to work with, and Anna was actually passing them right as she handed it off to me, so I was a little bit ahead of them. So basically in my mind I was just thinking that I should stay ahead of them as much as I could, so that was my main goal for my 400. And then at the end I passed off the baton to Jill, and I actually fell when I was like coming through the finish line because I was just so tired, but luckily the baton got off to Jill, so everything went well, and she ran a great leg. It's just an honor to be on the DMR just because, like you said, it has such a big history on the track team. So many great athletes have ran in it, and when they asked me to be on it, I was really happy and just honored. And also the same with getting the award from the NE10 because it's my first time as an individual and in a relay, and I really appreciate it, and I feel lucky that I got the opportunity to run with the DMR.
I think it was really exciting going into it. Just with the different injuries and people coming back and stuff, I got to have the opportunity to run it, which was really exciting. And having Nicole there as kind of our anchor, like not only for the relay but also just kind of to lead us and stuff. It was really nice, like having her experience and everything, but really exciting for all of us that we got the chance to kind of be part of the history of the DMR. So it was the Friday night of the meet, and the only event that was running was the DMR. And the only times I've run at BU, it's been like you just walk in and there's crowds everywhere, and it's just like very, very busy. So it's kind of intimidating going in and knowing that it was just going to be us. It was kind of a fishbowl, even more than it usually is, just because you can't really hide in that. But it was really special because a lot of our other teammates came, even though they had to meet the next day, which was really appreciated, and it just kind of created like a really good energy for it. And it was a different kind of intensity, but I think it led us to run a really good time, which was So I was the 800 leg, and I was nervous going into it because I'd only had one other race under my belt this season. But earlier in the week I had a good workout that really set me up well for the race, and it worked out perfectly because when I got the baton, there was a Northeastern girl right there, so I was able to kind of just like follow along behind her. And she provided just like some competition so that I could really be in the race instead of just trying to like figure out where I was in paces and stuff. I kind of just ran the race, which was really exciting.
Yeah, I was excited because running with new people, it's always a different atmosphere and environment going in. Obviously, it was different this time around not having Aisha there, but I think Anna Lastra stepped it up really well in the opening leg, especially for a freshman against that hard of competition, because it was definitely a very intense environment. I think it was 4 other D1 schools, and the top 3 schools almost lapped us, so it was like definitely the first leg it was definitely intense because she had to kind of get us in a good position there. The point of us going to BU was so we would have people to run with, so it worked out really well that Northeastern was right with us, and right when I got the baton, I think Jill had put me in a great position where Northeastern was only like a couple strides in front of us, so it worked out really well that I could just kind of like, I got in front of the Northeastern girls as soon as I could and just kind of tried to hold my own there, and I really wanted to run like a fast split. I knew obviously this was my first like fast race of the season, so I didn't really know exactly how that was going to go, but it ended up going better than expected, and I felt good. And then I found out I split I think 4:52 at the end, so definitely it could have been better, but also could have been worse too, so I'm happy with that. Stonehill definitely has a history with the DMR, and it's kind of been a great part. It's been great to be a part of it for the past 3 years, because freshman year I wasn't able to run indoors, but I just remember coming in freshman year and like there's just such a big history with it, like every year it seems, or as long as I can remember, hearing about it, that there's always a women's DMR team that goes to nationals, so it's kind of been trying to keep that tradition going. And yeah, like it's kind of like with cross country where you don't want to be the first one not to make it, so that's always been cool.